What's going on? You've been hitting the gym, you've been getting your steps, you've been focusing on your nutrition, and yet that scale still doesn't budge. Now, I totally understand the frustration of feeling that you've been on track 100%, stepping on the scale and making no progress. It can be actually quite disheartening, and it can make you want to sack off the whole journey and just go back to sitting on the couch all day eating Cheetos. Unfortunately, there's a few things that people tend to forget about, and that's what I'm going to go over today to help you bust through that plateau and make sure that what you're doing is moving you in the right direction in your weight loss journey. Common mistake number one is you might be eating healthy, focusing on your salads, getting your protein in there, focusing on some fruits and some veggies, drinking your water. The only thing is you're not losing weight is because you're not in a calorie deficit, and you might be sitting there going, but I'm eating healthy, I'm doing all the right things. How can I not be in a calorie deficit? How am I not losing weight? And I'm just going to show you a few simple things that slip under the radar sometimes that can make us think we're in a calorie deficit, and in actual case, we're really not. Even though the foods that you're eating might be healthy, there could be secret hidden calories in certain things that you're using. Things like olive oil. This bottle here contains 82 calories per 10 milliliters. Now, how many people are tracking and just going, right, that's 10? Most people just kind of go, yep, that looks good. And before they know it, they could be way over 300 to 500 calories just in olive oil alone, which is enough to blow whatever deficit you might be in out the water. So rather than using something like olive oil, unless you're tracking it and being very meticulous with it, get yourself one of these wee cooking sprays where it's just 1 calorie per spray. And even if you go nuts and you use 10 sprays, it's only 10 calories versus over 300, which is an insane difference. So small things like that go a long way. Now, I know some of you are going to hate this one, but it's also being aware of high calorie foods. Most people just grab something like this or a tub of Nutella or something, get a spoon and just have a spoonful. That in itself can be over 150 calories alone, which combined with this, it's starting to make sense why, even though you're eating healthy, the foods are just blowing the calorie deficit out the water. And again, if we're not tracking them, it can lead to disaster and deceive us into thinking we're eating much less than we actually are. Common mistake number 2 is going to be your weekends are the things that are tripping you up. You might be well on track Monday to Friday, and then come Friday, you might just start to let the guard down a wee bit. You might have a wee couple of extra snacks, you get that Friday feeling, you might even go out for some drink. And even if you're logging and tracking the alcohol that you're drinking on a night out, that lowers your inhibition, so you're more likely to want to snack and to crave things after it. And I don't know about you, but after a night out, I'm craving chips, curry sauce, chicken pakora, whatever it is, and it's not going to be healthy, and I'm probably not going to track it. And not only that, if you're out at the weekend and you're over consuming alcohol, you're going to be more likely on the day after to be sitting on the couch going, I need something, I need a pick me up, and you're more likely to go for a takeout or grab something that's going to be higher in calories. And even if you're not on a night out and you're not blowing up the calories by drinking and going out and partying, overeating, you're still more likely to make less than ideal choices on the weekend just because your guard's down. And if you're out socialising with friends and family, you're not going to be sitting there with a food scale at a restaurant weighing every bit of pasta or garlic bread or chicken that you get. It's just not possible. So weekends could be one of the things that are tripping you up. So just be aware of your weekends and dial in, and I'm not saying you have to be super boring and meticulous, it's just going to be a wee bit more focused, and then you can manipulate the habits that you do. So maybe on the weekends you bring in a wee bit of intermittent fasting, so you skip your breakfast. If you know you're out for a night out, you can bank and save some calories from your breakfast, so that kind of goes into the evening and the drinks that you're having. So there's ways around it. I'm not saying you have to be a boring person sitting in the house all day with MyFitnessPal on your home screen, sitting next to your food scale like Gollum from Lord of the Rings going, my precious. Live your life, still have fun. Common mistake number 3. Another common one that I see people talk about all the time in the gyms, and it's something that we don't think about. When we wear fitness trackers, we look at calories burned maybe after a cardio session or a weight training session, or you go out for a run or something like that, and you come back and the watch says, oh, well done, you've burned 400 calories, and you sit there go, oh yeah, beauty, that means I've got 400 calories to go and over consume. That's me, I've burned 400 calories, therefore I can eat 400 calories. And unfortunately, that's not the way it goes. Whatever app you're using to monitor your calories, the calorie deficit that's giving you, chances are it's already factored in your activity levels to get to that number. So if you're already aiming for a specific number, and then you go and do some exercise and you think, oh, I've burned this much, so surely I can go and eat this much because, it's a treat, I've burned it. So just bear in mind that the number that's on MyFitnessPal or any other food tracking app that you've got is going to be taken into account in the exercise that you do. Not to mention, the numbers on these things are vastly inaccurate, and it will just depend watch to watch, person to person, what that calorie number says. So you're best to not worry about what these things say and just stick to the calories that your fitness app has given you. Common mistake number 4. I'm going to switch lanes just now and talk about sleep. Now, you might be sitting there going, mate, we're talking about calories and fat loss, what's sleep got to do with it? And I'm going to have to say, sleep is everything to do with it. We all know what it's like to wake up after an amazing night's sleep and go about our day feeling like unstoppable. On the flip side to that, we also know what it's like when we have a terrible night's sleep, we wake up. And if you just think about those two right now, think about the state that you're in, think about the feelings that you're feeling, and then also just think about the choices that you're more likely to make when you're in those states. When you're in a good mood, you're well rested, your body's regulated, you know, you're waking up, you're not bloated, you're feeling great, you've got tons of energy, you're more likely, scientifically as well, they've done research on this, to make better choices through the day. You're going to be in a better position to say no to things, and your cravings aren't going to be as up and down either. On the other side, if you're waking up in the bad moods, you're stressed out, you're not from get-go, you're more likely to make poor choices, and that is going to maybe lead you to wanting to feel good, which is going to lead to a wee bit more snacking. People who are underslept tend to eat between 300 and 500 calories a day more, just because of the stress that they're going through. Their ability to make smart choices is diminished just because of the lack of sleep that they've had. So if you can prioritize getting enough good quality sleep, and that's going to really help your body digest everything that it's got going on, recover from the sessions that you're doing in the gym or you're running or whatever it is, and you're going to wake up feeling fresh and more likely to make better food choices that day. So let me know down below, what mistake have you made in the past, or what mistake do you think you're currently making just now? And if this has helped, I'd appreciate it if you hit like and subscribe down below. And if you want even more help on your weight loss journey, YouTube's going to recommend a video right here.